Good day. Don't go into a death spiral with your negative chatter. Yesterday, you did a very interesting exercise. You sat down on a comfortable armchair and just watched your mental chatter. Today, I want to talk about the effect of your mental chatter and how easily your mental chatter is hijacked by external circumstances as well as your internal promptings. We don't recognize how easily it happens, how fast it happens, and how frequently it happens. When I was teaching creativity and personal mastery in New York, I tried an exercise. WINS 1010 bills itself as the most widely listened to radio station in the nation, and I asked my students to tune in to WINS 1010 at random and make a note of what were the items that were broadcast. And invariably, there were reports of murders, of rapes, of fires. In my head, I think of it as the rape, fire, murder radio station. What we don't recognize is if this is what we are constantly listening to, our mental and emotional domain is hijacked by that, and we go on a depressing and downward spiral. You're rushing to work. You don't read a newspaper, but you look at the headlines as you pass a subway newsstand. And the headlines grab you and lead you to think about how depressing the state of the world is. You have a conversation with a colleague, and he mentions some developments in your company that could potentially have an adverse effect on you. And once again, you feel down. Observe yourself as you go through the day. Carefully count the number of times where something happens externally and it is immediately reflected in the way you feel. This is how external stimuli hijack your emotional domain, hijack your mental chatter, and lead you to a dark realm. Right now, what we're going to do is highlight the number of ways in which this happens, just so that you're aware of it. So here is an exercise, and in some sense, this is a continuation of the exercise that you did yesterday. Continue to observe your mental chatter, but this time you're identifying the kinds of mental chatter that drain you of energy and leave you feeling enervated. Think about the number of times where you beat yourself up for doing something that you should not have done or not doing something that you should have done. Think about the number of times you criticize yourself for not being good enough. Think about the number of times you compare yourself to someone else to your disadvantage. Think of the number of times where you give in. You said that you would not have any more pizza, but you reach for a second slice. You will be amazed at the number of times you berate yourself, the number of times you judge yourself and find yourself unworthy. I'll tell you later what you do about it. Right now, I just want you to be aware that this is a constant, unending stream of your mental chatter. Do it. It's an important exercise.